Hello, everybody. It is Dee here, and I'm here today with BBR coach Ankita. We're going to be doing a
Hey
Q&A
guys.
so you guys can get to know her better. So Ankita is a coach with the Boss Body Revolution, and she is awesome. She's been working with me for 2 years now. She started off as my assistant coach and is now a full-time coach with us, and she does group coaching, private coaching. She is a personal trainer. She works at a gym. She's also a full-time grad student getting her doctorate in physical therapy. And I don't know how she does it, but she manages school, working out, training, all of it. So we're going to do a Q&A with her, and we're going to ask her some questions around just to get to know her, but also a few funny questions so you guys can see that side of her as well. So yeah, Ankita, do you want to just give an intro to yourself?
Yeah, sure. So thanks, Dee, for having me on. Like Dee said, I'm a full-time student and I also work, and I am 25 years old. And I guess I can just start with kind of how I got into fitness and my journey with working with you. We've been working together for a long time now. But my personal fitness journey started, like most people, in middle school, where you have PE class and it sucks and it was terrible. And my first upcomings with fitness started out very negative. I was never like the fastest girl on the team, or I was never the tallest or the most coordinated. So that was like really left a sour taste in my mouth. And it wasn't really until college when, like, there's so many things going on. There's so many food options. There's like tests and exams and social obligations that I really started getting kind of like foggy, and I felt like I was starting to lose control of my life a little bit. But with fitness and going to the gym, that was like one place where I could really just like tune in and zone into myself. And that kind of led to me getting more confidence and balancing everything. And now, like almost 8 years later, I love going to the gym and I love like working out. But if you would have told me like 10 years ago that I would have enjoyed running and lifting weights, I would have been like, no, you're crazy.
Yeah. So it all started in college for you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Tell me more about that. Like, how did you get started in the gym?
So I really liked like group fitness classes. Like I was always kind of like a back row Zumba girl.
Mhm.
Uh, and it wasn't until like I regularly started going that I like got the confidence to, go into the weight section for the first time. And I'd like bring friends, and it was just like a fun way to deal with all the stress that college entailed. Uh,
Yeah.
it was just like a good way to feel good and look good, and it was just fun. So that's kind of how I ended up down this route that I'm on now.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I feel like in college, it's a big transition point for people, and people either get super into fitness during college or it kind of goes the opposite direction, which happened for me, where you form a lot of bad habits.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
it's awesome that you were able to hit the gym. So how did you learn to lift weights?
So I never really had any like friends or people that I really like could look up to like lifting weights, because at that time it was kind of more of like this is the boys' gym and this is the girls' side with the cardio equipment. And so it was a long time after I first started going into fitness that I started lifting weights. I want to say like 4 years later. And I think I ventured into the weight room because I saw so many like benefits of it. And
Okay.
I am very much like a determined person. So like if I have a goal, I will smash it. Like that is what fuels me every day. So like incorporating weight training was a good way for me to kind of set those goals for myself and go into that. That being said, it was never easy to walk into the weight room. And I want to say like,
So intimidating, especially in college when
it's,
there's that whole like bro section
yeah.
and the football players and all of that.
Yeah, it was super intimidating, and I had no idea what I was doing. I'd like pull up YouTube videos. I'd kind of like mentally prepare myself, like wear cute clothes just to make myself feel good and make myself feel validated that I belonged in that weight room and this is like my weight loss journey. But it was never easy, and it's taken me a long time to get to where I am.
Yeah. So can I ask, like, what were those goals that you set initially in college?
So my goals were initially like I saw a girl doing a pistol squat and I was like, whoa, I want to do that. Like that looks so cool. Yeah, so I started off
So
with
hard. I couldn't do this one. Yeah.
yeah, they're so hard and I have not practiced them for a while, so I probably don't remember that. But I think my goals starting off were just to like be able to squat, and I really wanted to like to tone my legs because I was really self-conscious about that. And a lot of people like kind of um, didn't take me seriously, I want to say. Like they'd always be like, oh, you're so cute and you're so like little and blah 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 blah. And that kind of got under my skin. Like I know they didn't mean it intentionally, but I really wanted to kind of prove them wrong in a way, and kind of like prove to myself, like, you know, I can lift weights and I can do like
Yeah.
heavy stuff and all that. Like I'm not just a little flower in the field. Like
Yeah.
I have goals and I have dreams, and this is who I am, and kind of just showing up for myself.
Oh, I love that. It's so inspiring. So,
Yeah.
okay, so you started because you wanted to do a pistol squat and you wanted to just feel more empowered and not like this delicate flower. And also sounds like you wanted to have more energy and just get a little leaner too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, what are your current fitness goals?
So currently, because I am in physical therapy school, our profession requires us to like lift patients sometimes, or just be like safe around patients. So this summer I'm actually working in an inpatient hospital where most of the patients are kind of obese or like prosthetic people. So really one of my goals is just to be strong enough to support someone if they fall. So like being able to deadlift 200 pounds is one of my goals that I'm chasing after this year.
Ooh, wow, 200
so,
pounds?
yeah, it's a big number, but I have a strength training coach too, so
Okay.
I ask for help when I need it, and we're really like working towards that.
Yeah, love it. That's such a great goal. I love it's such a great idea to set like performance goals as well. Even if your goals are aesthetic, it's helpful to have that performance goal as well, to have a different kind of thing that can motivate you.
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. So I want to move to some questions that we got from the audience. So one of them that's actually a pretty popular question is, how do you balance grad school and working out? One thing that I've seen you post about on your stories is how you wake up at like 4:30 or something in the morning. It's 4:30, right?
It's not that early, but I'll try to wake up around like 5:36ish.
Yeah, and like you go work out and then you go to a full day of school and then you train clients and you're
Mm-hmm.
also like meal prepping and eating healthy. And I know that we have a lot of our own clients in the BBR who are students or really busy people, like they're full-time professionals, they have jobs, like they have kids. Like how for you personally, how do you balance it all?
So I'll talk a little bit about my schedule. So as a full-time student, we're kind of expected in class Monday through Friday for about like 6 to 8 hours. And then we usually have like 2 hours-ish, depending on the week, to allot to studying.
Okay.
So that's a good chunk of my day, and it's pretty much a full-time job. I think I got into working out in the mornings because it was almost like my only option. And also I felt like after a full day of class, I was just so tired, and like I would drag my feet to go to the gym, and like it just wasn't working out for me. So it's never been easy to wake up in the morning and get yourself to the gym, because like when it's cold and you're tucked in your blankets and yada yada. But I think just like having my gym bag packed and like different like little tips that I've learned along the way have helped me
Like
get
what?
efficiency. So like, yeah, getting my gym bag packed, also like having my meals ready for the rest of the day. So like
Okay.
my breakfast and lunch packed. Usually I'll have someone, like, especially on weeks that are, I know, tougher to get to the gym, I'll have a friend like meet me there, or I'll like send
Okay.
to a friend of a picture of me at the gym so that I get my butt there.
Yeah, so there's some accountability.
Yeah, so accountability and just like streamlining the path to get to the gym.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I
totally. And
think,
I think you even talked about that in one of the mini lessons you did on our Instagram
mhm.
TV, was like just making it super easy for yourself. Like get out of the gym. It's so like it's hard to say no because everything is like boom, 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 boom. The gym bag.
Mhm. Yeah.
You ever sleep in your workout clothes?
Yes, in high school, I used to wake up before school and I would my gym clothes, have my tennis shoes ready to go, and I just have to brush my teeth and leave. So
Yeah, love it.
do what you gotta do. But going back to your question, I think balancing is really difficult, especially if like, you know, there's 10 million things and all of us are busy. And so it's never going to be easy, and your life's never going to be set up to where you have this perfect hour to go to the gym and this hour to go to meal prep. But I think it's important for me, especially, to like realize I have like keystone habits. So like working out in the mornings helps give me clarity for the rest of the day. Meal prepping makes my life easier. So like those habits I know will help me in the long run, and that's kind of what's helped me like make it a priority. And then also I live by my planner. Like my whole life is detailed out in that. So I'll actually like write out like 6 to 7 a.m. like workout, or like on Sundays I'll have 4 to 5 p.m. meal prep, and that's really helped to time block those things.
Yeah. So you just like, you schedule it in, you structure it, you make it super easy for yourself. And you just prioritize it, honestly. I think part of it is just prioritizing, and it sounds like too that you have some extra accountability with the friends.
Yeah, that's always a good help.
So, okay, what about those days where you don't feel like it? Like you get out of bed and you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I have this midterm, I'm stressed. There's like all this stuff to do. Maybe you haven't packed the gym bag. How do you motivate yourself to work out when you don't feel like it?
There's definitely plenty of days that I have like that. So I think what helps me get out of bed is kind of fooling my brain in a way. So I'll be like, well, I'll only go for like 10 minutes and then I'll come back or whatever. And by the time you get there, you're like, well, I might as well just like do this workout, or I might as well just meal prep or whatever it is. So kind of like taking a baby step that can like start the momentum for the rest of your workout or whatever you want to accomplish has helped me.
Yeah, I love that. It's like reducing the cognitive load in your brain. Instead of being, oh my God, this hour-long workout, it's like, okay, all I have to do is 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. So kind of on a similar thread, the next question we got from one of our Instagram stories is, how do you deal with lethargy?
So I think lethargy, especially like on cold winter months where I live on the East Coast, there's often like days it's dark until like 8 a.m. and then it's dark at 5 p.m. so you never see the sunshine. So I think like recognizing yourself, how you feel after workout helps. So like after I walk out of the gym, after a tough workout, I know I feel like empowered, I know I feel strong, and I know that like it was worth it. So I think hanging on to that feeling at the end of the day, or at the end of whatever you need to get done, can help combat that lethargy. Also just like something materialistic, like buying new clothes and like feeling good in what you wear can help too. So those are kind of what I've done in the past that have helped.
So finding like just digging into that feeling of like, how awesome am I going to feel after this workout? And then just doing things like clothes and stuff that get you excited.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. I usually find I'm most lethargic when I haven't eaten enough, actually. Then for some reason not eating enough carbs or something, I notice it like really affects my energy too. So that can sometimes be helpful to look at.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So speaking of food, what is your favorite food to meal prep? Like, what's your go-to meal prep?
My go-to meal prep would have to be like taco bowls. I don't think I could get sick of those. I have them more often than not, and it's really easy to like mix it up.
So tell us what you put in the taco bowls. Like, how do you make them?
So
I think that these are not the taco bowls with like the deep fried shells.
No, I wish. But it tastes pretty similar, just minus those extra calories. But I usually put like brown rice. I'll like stir fry some veggies like peppers and onions, and then some kind of protein like chicken or tofu, and season that with like taco seasoning. And then I'll top it. One of my favorite like food hacks kind of is to use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, so it still gives you that creaminess. And like I can't taste difference, honestly. And I am a sucker for avocados. That is like my favorite food. So I'll put some sliced avocados and some salsa and call it a day.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Okay, so you put the Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, and then do you mix it with like garlic powder or salt or anything, or just plain Greek yogurt?
I just do plain Greek yogurt.
Ooh, that sounds really good. I should do that next time.
Yeah, it's a good swap.
And then what do you cook the veggies in?
Usually I'll just like season it with some olive oil, salt, pepper. Usually like the taste of the salsa kind of like gives it some flavor, and the taco seasoning.
And taco seasoning. Okay. So
and
mental notes.
Yes, and if you have a Trader Joe's next to you, everything but the bagel seasoning is like.
Ooh, I bet that's a good one. You know what? You are inspiring me. I'm in the next version of the Boss Body Nutrition recipe guide. I'm gonna put this. experience.
Yes, highly recommend.
Okay, so on the flip side of that, what is your favorite indulgent food?
Ice cream.
Okay.
Any day. I love like chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. That is definitely my weakness, and I love, like, after a long day, having a little bowl of that.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty bomb. Any like brand you like?
Um, so every time I go to the ice cream store or whatever, I always ask them, like, what is the ratio of cookie dough to chocolate
Oh my
chip?
gosh, you're like next level with this.
I'm pretty serious about my chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream.
Okay.
Because fun fact, I actually don't like chocolate, so the ice creams that have chocolate chips are not like high up on my list. So it really just depends.
Okay. So like with Girl Scout cookies, are you the person who gets like the lemon ones instead of the thin ones?
Yes, I am.
Oh my
but
gosh.
but my caveat is I love peanut butter and chocolate, as long as the peanut
Okay.
butter is higher than the chocolate. So like tagalongs are really good.
Tagalongs are good. Those are good.
Probably my favorite.
So, okay, tell me more about this. How do you balance like indulgences with being healthy? Like how often do you eat ice cream?
I think so. Let me think about this one. It's hard because, when you have it and it's in the fridge, it's really easy to grab it. So I think I limit myself to like buying the little pint sized, and then I'll always like portion it out. So instead of eating from the container, which like we've all kind of hit the bottom and been like, whoa, I did not mean to eat this much. I think, but just like scooping it out and putting it in a bowl. And usually I try to keep my breakfast, lunch, and dinners pretty healthy. So I'll try to make a good balance of like my proteins, fats, and carbs. And if you have like one scoop of ice cream at the end of the night, like here and there, it's not going to hurt you. And if it makes you happy, then like, why not? Because I think a big thing that I want my clients to know is that like losing weight and taking care of your nutrition and fitness isn't about being unhappy and like starving yourself or like keeping yourself from the things that you enjoy. It's more about like learning how to incorporate those things into your lifestyle and like how to have that control and build that trust in yourself to handle those things.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Love that's such a great mindset to have, especially the part about building trust with yourself. So, let's expand on that. So with something like ice cream or sugar in general, what do you do when you experience a sugar craving?
So something that's worked for me in the past is I'll just like acknowledge the fact that I have a craving, and usually it's more often I'm just thirsty sometimes. So I'll try to like have a glass of water, and like my rule is if in 5 minutes I'm still craving that, then I can go forward. So I will like, drink my glass of water, sit there, see if I really need that craving or if it's just like kind of an emotional high that I need. Then I'll go to like, if it is something I still want at the end of the day, then I'll make sure my portion sizes are good with that. So I'm not overindulging, because like even when you eat the whole tub of ice cream, it doesn't help your emotions or it doesn't help your cravings. Like sometimes it's only one scoop or one bite or half a candy bar that can fill that hole. So that's something that's worked for me with the cravings.
So just being like noticing it, being aware, and like asking yourself, is this what I really want, or is it like an emotional thing?
Exactly.
Okay, got it. And then if it's an emotional thing, what do you usually do for that?
So something that's helped with that, if it's an emotional aspect, like I'm stressed out or it's been such a long day, and I think taking things like a hot shower or like journaling has really helped me. Or I really like getting my feelings out. So like talking to a friend that I trust, those kind of things have really helped curb that emotion, because like you don't want to treat your body unfairly if it's feeling a type of way. Like you want to give it what it needs. And sometimes that's just like a hug from your roommate or like a nice hot shower, or just like me. So food is like a common way. I think we are used to coping with mechanisms, but I think something I really like instilling in my clients is that there's so many other ways to like treat your body well that don't result in food.
Yeah, and if it's like emotional hunger, food isn't gonna fill you up.
Exactly.
Those are the situations where we eat the whole tub of ice cream. What we're looking for is not food, it's like connection or something else.
Yeah, so really sitting down and like connecting to the root of the issue
Yeah.
can help that problem more than some of the other behaviors that we are commonly all subject to.
Yeah, we all have struggled with this. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
we're humans, and as humans, we like
Oh
have
yeah.
emotional connections with food, and it's so normal. But I
Mm-hmm.
love these tips that you're sharing. So let's talk more on this thread of weight loss. So what's one thing that you wish your clients knew when trying to lose weight?
When trying to lose weight, I think one thing I wish they knew is the difference between like marketed healthy things and actual healthy things.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Yeah, because I dealt with it myself. Like I would eat granola and like whole fat yogurt and like all these things that were like healthy
Mhm.
and like gluten free or whatever. But it's kind of just the market capitalizing on the fact that people are so vulnerable to losing weight that they'll kind of do any measure it takes. So
Yeah.
my clients knew more about how to differentiate like actually healthy and like healthy.
So give us an example. Like you say granola. Tell us why granola is like is like a fake healthy food.
So granola can have actually a lot of calories per cup. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it's oftentimes filled with like a lot of carbs and a lot of sugars as well, especially if you're getting like the honey glazed or like the chocolate chip semi-sweet type. So those have surprisingly been an imposter in the whole eating healthy sphere, like the granola bars and stuff. So if you look at the nutrition label, a lot of times they have a lot of sugar, they have a lot of like carbohydrates, their calorie density is really high. So it's important to, think about what you're eating, and just because other people think it's healthy or it's been marketed as healthy doesn't always mean it's healthy.
Yeah, totally. And all this stuff, it can be like factored into your nutrition and things like that. But I think
Mm-hmm.
the big thing is just like learning to look at that label and be like, oh
Mm-hmm.
wow, like okay, this has like 500 calories in a cup. Like maybe I don't want to eat that, or maybe I do, and I'm going to actively choose that and fit it into my day. But just be like being aware, I guess, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Like the other morning I was running late for class, so I picked up a protein bar and I just grabbed it and ran out because I was running late. And I looked at the nutrition label and it had like 21 grams of sugar. And I was like, I
Gosh.
just picked up like a Hershey's bar instead of this. Like it's insane how much you can learn from just the nutrition label.
So okay, so you wish all your clients knew this stuff. How do you support them in learning this stuff?
So I think just like our weekly check-ins and kind of the modules that we go through as a team really helps to establish that baseline of foundational knowledge. And then during the weekly calls or like the access to me during the week, we really like break down things that are like individualized to you. So like if a client like really enjoys cereal, like what cereal options work best for them and their goals. So really that one-on-one attention on top of the foundational videos that we have for education
Yeah,
helps to break down those habits.
love it. Awesome. Okay, cool. So a few more questions before we get to the rapid fire fun stuff. So
Okay.
what is one thing that most people get wrong about health and fitness?
Um, that it has to be boring and painful, and that you have to like deprive yourself of all happiness in the world. I know I touched on this before, but like working out shouldn't be a chore, and I'm a big proponent of doing the things that you love and make you happy. Because your whole day you're like at work and you might have annoying coworkers or annoying boss, or like you're not always doing the things that you enjoy. And I think in order for a habit to stick, you have to either A, see the value in it, or B, really enjoy doing it. Uh,
Mhm.
so if like lifting weights isn't your thing, like find something else. Like I know a lot of friends that love kickboxing or jujitsu, or like I think that like this should be a fun journey that you're going down. It's not like because you hate yourself and you don't like want negative things out of this. You want like positivity, and that's how these habits stick.
Totally. I love that. I feel like there's such just a negativity around health and fitness, and it like for so many people it feels like punishment, and it's like they're shaming themselves into the gym and
Yeah.
all this stuff. And a lot of that can come from like I don't know, all this internal stuff and maybe failing on stuff in the past and feeling bad. And I've definitely been there. Like when I got into fitness, it was because I hated my body and wanted to punish myself. But
Mhm.
I think part of like the reason that I think you're an amazing coach is because you help clients see that shift from like, no, this is not a tool to hate yourself. It's like awesome to feel stronger. And it's like a great way to connect yourself and feel great in your body and your mind.
Yeah. And I really stress like the mindset shift from like, I have to eat healthy or I have to work out to like, I want to eat healthy and I want to work out because I love my body and this is what I deserve.
Yeah. Can you expand more on that? Like, how do you get people to shift into that mindset?
I think it's just like a lot of breakdown of your past, kind of like your triggers and kind of where this animosity towards fitness or your nutrition has come from is a like anchor point for us, because you can't do the other things if you don't uncover where it's coming from, and oftentimes we use like a blanket to just cover it up. So I think that starting with the really foundational mindset things is key, and then we move into like doing things that they enjoy, finding healthy recipes that are actually like yummy, like their salads are not the only option to lose weight. And I think just like focusing on how you feel when you treat your body right, when you like do the things your body's meant to do, like move and eat healthy and eat whole foods. I think that's kind of how you make that shift. And it definitely takes time. Like I have 0 clients, and me myself, like there was never a time when I first started out where I was like, well, this is so much fun. I can't wait to go to the gym again. Or like, oh, I can't wait to make like another healthy meal. Like it takes a lot of time. And I think that patience that my clients have, or that you have, or anything, that really goes a long way.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I think it's such an important shift for people to make. And it's shifting really from like extrinsic motivation to like intrinsic motivation. Like, oh, I just like want to lose weight because of the way I look, to like, no, I like feel amazing when I take care of my body. And I'm allowed to look amazing as well.
Yeah, it's like a win-win.
Yeah. Cool. So anything more you want to share on that before we go to a few rapid fire questions?
I think that it's just important to remember that like when our clients sign up for BBR, it's not just like a 8-day crash diet, like weight loss journey. It's kind of like establishing those foundational habits, like shifting your mindset, or like doing little keys to hack your habits. Like those things are what carries it over long term. And I think both of us are on the same page where like, we don't want you to feel like after 8 weeks, like, oh, you're just like dropped off on the deep end. Like throughout the time that you work with us, like it's really about establishing those key things in yourself. So like even when 10 years down the line, you can use them to your advantage.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I think that's really important to stress because a lot of people, they do all these quick fix things. They don't see results. And it's kind of like this iceberg, like the tip of the iceberg is like all the like crash diet, fat diet stuff. But then underneath the iceberg is like 90% of it, which is your habits and your lifestyle and your mindset and like the behaviors. And like those are what really carries you through life. And it's also important because life is going to get nuts. Like, sure, you might have a period now where you have time to focus on your health, you have the mental space to make these changes. But in 3 years, you might start a new job, you might move, you might have kids, you might get married. Like there are all these transitions that come up. And if you don't have these like fundamental habits to carry you through, it's so easy to fall off the wagon. So I love that you're stressing that. And I love how you work on building these solid base with your clients. Okay, so let's do some rapid fire. Really quick, what is a fun fact most people don't know about you?
A fun fact is that I don't like chocolate, which I guess I already mentioned.
It's fun. That's like a negatively fun.
I try to think of something else fun. I don't know. Let me think actually, like what else? That's always like my go-to, like icebreaker thing.
You used to live in Seattle. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. I used to live in Washington. So, that's a cool fun fact. So my elementary school, so I was born in India actually.
And then I didn't know that. Which part of India?
I was born in Nagpur.
Okay.
Central India. But I came over when I was like 3 or 4 months old, and we moved to Washington, and my elementary school actually took us on field trips every Friday. So because it was Washington and it's like cold 90% of the year, that's when I like learned how to ski, and like we did cross country skiing and downhill skiing, and then we'd also go like rollerblading and all these like really fun things. So that was really cool.
Ooh, that does sound fun. Who is your celebrity crush?
I think my celebrity crush, Hrithik Roshan, is like.
Oh, I'm Team Tiger. I'm.
Oh, really?
Okay, I'm like somewhat a Hrithik fan, but did you?
Hrithik, I just like grew up with him and his dancing. He's just top of the line.
Did you see his recent movie War?
No, I haven't gotten around to seeing that yet.
You should watch it. I have a huge crush on Tiger Shroff, who's like his opponent.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should watch it together at some point.
Yes.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is when people chew loudly. I think it's disgusting.
Oh my God.
I like literally will leave the dining room. I hate it so much.
Oh. Okay, noted. Next time we're like eating lunch, I will make sure. Well, what about if it's like popcorn or something at the movies?
If it's like crunchy, that doesn't bother me, but like people who like, they like slurp their soup, or like at the end of your like drink, like, and you're drinking it with a straw, that like slurping sound when you like have just cubes and a little bit of liquid. Oh, that like makes my skin crawl. It's so gross.
Oh my gosh, it's the slurp of satisfaction though.
It's fine. Just like don't drink it with a straw. I hate when people do that.
Okay, noted. I will not get soup. I will not get popcorn. Okay, next question. Do you speak any other languages?
Yes, I speak Bengali actually at home. My family is from Maharashtra, but our family speaks Bengali at home, and we kind of celebrate like Bengali culture and traditions. So
cool.
I speak some Hindi, but like very, very little. I'm trying to like learn how to speak Hindi actually. So.
Oh, really? Me too. What are you using?
I use an app called Mango. Have you heard of it?
I haven't. I use Duolingo.
Yeah. So I started with Duolingo, but I think foundationally they start with like the vowels and like writing it out, which I like wasn't going to use very often. I wanted to learn like more of the conversational stuff. So Mango is really great, and it like breaks it down like how's the weather, and then you ask like people how they're doing. So that's been really helpful. Like highly recommend it. Okay,
I will check that one out.
Yeah.
My goal with that is I want to like be able to watch Hindi movies without the subtitles.
Oh. Yeah, I would love to do that one day too, but then they talk so fast and I like lose things in context, so those might have to stay on for me for a little bit.
Okay, cool. So next question. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be the first female astronaut on Mars. That was like my goal. I wanted to like float around in space and be a cool astronaut, but clearly that's not what ended up happening. That is okay with me, but that was like, that was my goal when I was like growing up until I was like 10. And then I really wanted to be a dentist for some reason. I don't know why. Thinking back to it, not hating on any dentist. Like I love my dentist, but I had braces for like 4 or 5 years, and I really wanted to go to the dentist. Wanted to be a dentist.
So what made you end up deciding to go and become a physical therapist?
I like knew I wanted to do something healthcare going into college, and I wasn't really sure what exactly. So I knew I didn't want to do like med school because that was just like not kind of what the path I envisioned. But I learned about occupational therapy actually, and so I shadowed an occupational therapist who does similar things to as a physical therapist, but they kind of focus on more like activities of daily living and things like that, which is awesome. And I highly, highly respect their profession, but I really just love the connection that a physical therapist had with their patients. And I love that like my whole purpose in life is just to like empower people. And physical therapy was an avenue where you are seeing like people at their lowest, like after they've had a stroke or after they've had a spinal cord injury. And the things that we take for granted every day, like walking up the stairs or going to the bathroom on our own, like they can't do that anymore. So I think when I saw the fact that PTs are like helping people take their first steps and like helping them like go walk outside or like pick up their grandkids, like that really moved me to the profession. And I have no regrets looking back. Like the school sucks, but I know it'll be so worth it at the end. And I'm so excited to just like continue and like blend my passion and my purpose kind of into one profession.
I love it. Yeah, that's amazing. Like physical therapy is I bet it's such rewarding work to like see people
Mm-hmm.
being able to stand and walk and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an awesome feeling. So I'm very excited to get into the field.
Yeah. And it also like ties so closely to personal training too. So it's
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's been a good blend, like working as a personal trainer, coach, and like studying all these things, because it kind of helps me incorporate like all three of those worlds together.
Yeah. So wait, one more question now that we're just talking about this stuff is tell me like what's the main differences between the types of clients or like what you do in a gym versus what you do with the BPR?
So I think at the gym, we kind of just focus on the like working out aspect. So I really focus on like their form and their posture and like kind of those things that you can kind of break down in person. I also integrate that into the BBR clients, but I think with BBR, we kind of get deeper into the mindset goals inside of like their key habits, kind of more their nutrition, things like that.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So it's like less of just the workout plan and more of like the kind of life stuff.
Yeah, like the whole picture kind of.
Meal prepping and nutrition and like all of that. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
But you still do some form checking and stuff with your online clients.
Yes. That's like my inner PT side would never let you.
Yeah, no, I think it's a big question that I actually get asked often with online coaching. Like, how do you make sure my form is good? And you know, what we typically do is we start everybody with simple beginner moves that are pretty safe to get started. And if you have questions, you can text a little video of you doing a move to your coach. Then give you a form of you. But
Yeah. So it's almost like we're in your ear, but like you still have autonomy and we can.
Pocket coach, pocket.
Yeah, it's a pocket coach. There you go.
I've had clients who text me and are like, like I'm about to binge eat cookies, like help me. And it's like, I can text them and be like, okay.
Yeah. I had a great experience actually. On Thursday, one of our clients in our group coaching, she had zero motivation to go to her swim class and like was dreading it. And then like all of our other members kind of band together and we're like, no, you can do it. And like she ended up getting there. So I think there's like, even though we're not there in person, there's power in like numbers and there's power in like having, you know, like a virtual like trainer friend. So
Totally. And I love the group coaching too, because it's such a like good community feel and like everyone's hyping each other up. And like you said, it's super motivating.
Yeah, it's like good vibes all around.
all around. Okay, amazing. So are any other things you wanted to share with us today?
No, I think that's good.
Awesome. So if you guys want to hear more from Ankita, make sure you're following her at Unkick It. I'll link your Instagram handle below. If you're watching this on IGTV, if you want to work with Coach Ankita, you can apply via the link in our bio. You can go click that. We have a limited number of coaching spots every month. So if you're interested, sign up before they get taken. What will happen is that you'll just fill out an application, you'll book a call with our team, and they'll kind of walk you through everything. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link will just be in the comment box below. And pop a comment in the comment box below once you hear this, and Ankita or me will respond to it.
Thanks for having me, Dee. This was super fun. And if any of you guys like ever have any questions, feel free to follow me or send me a DM. I promise I don't bite.
Yeah, definitely. All right, bye.
Bye.